Hi there, I'm Jack from HaloVet, and this is just a video to show you how to attach the HaloVet system to the Charles Owen types hats, the JS1Pro and the MS1 Pro as well. So these hats, we use the vents at the front and the back to be our anchor points. We're going to attach into the lowest one at the back of the hat and the middle one at the front of the hat. So easiest way to attach the system to start with is we'll do the front assembly first. This is in our sort of camo green colour, and all we're going to do is we're going to snug the hat onto this part of the clip. So just inserting the clip in between the polystyrene and the outer rim, so no real difficulty there, it just sits on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach the front hat anchors as well. There's two types. There's one that attached on the left of the hat, one that attached on the right of the hat. Some of these hats, this little lug at the back is a really tight fit into these, and then other hats, they're really loose, so it's just how it is. If they are a bit firm or tight, just gentle pressure and it will just snug in, but the actual sort of straps themselves will hold them in very nicely in those hats. Whereas in the ones where they're loose, they do tend to fall out when you take the system off, so you just have to make sure you don't drop them. So there's the front one on, and then we'll do the other side. Then all we're going to do here is attach the straps that are attached to the front assembly. So I find it's easiest to actually fit the straps onto the anchors first, and then pull your assembly down with firm pressure over the lip. Just like that, and that's snugged nicely into place and it's just securing everything on the front of the hat. So then I would do the USB clip at the side. This is our cover that then covers the USB port. This can be really firm on some hats. Some of them seem to have a slightly thicker rim than others. And again, we're just going to put this long curving side of the clip in between the rim of the hat and the polystyrene. So just snug that in there to start with, and then some of them it will be very, very tight here, in which case you just have to bend it out a little bit, but just gentle, steady pressure to advance it onto the side of the hat is all you need. It wants to be at pretty much the highest point of the ear cutaway there. And then the rear assembly of the hat, same thing with the anchors, but again this time they're going on the bottommost hole. Just one there. And then this is our rear battery unit. The little straps are much shorter on these, and exactly the same process. So snug those over the anchors, and then again steady firm pressure just to pull it over the rim of the hat. And again, that's nice and securely in place. Then what we're going to do is we'll attach our head torch to the front mount. Again, keeping that bolt that we kept from our original head torch. Just want to put steady pressure in between those arms on the mount just to get that head torch in. Sometimes it's a very tight fit to start with. Make sure you're lining up the holes between the mount and the actual the light itself, and then we're just going to insert the nut. Some of these it's very tight and you'll actually have to screw it in, but others it does push through more easily. And then just the nut that we supply with the kit, just tighten that on. I find that generally speaking, you only need to do finger tightening of it. You don't need to use a tool, and that's enough just to give you good firm friction there, so that this will move where you want it to, but without it slopping around. Very easily, just if it does come a little bit loose, just to tighten that with your fingers as you're working. And then what we'll do is we need to attach our USB lead to the extension to give us enough length to get around to the battery pack. So what we're going to do is we'll plug these two pieces together, and then we're going to put them up inside the USB cover. You should hear a nice positive click once these go in. And then we're going to attach this to the clip on the side. I find it's much easier to attach it to this most front groove first. There is a little groove on the inside of the cover, just in the middle, so I find it's easier to put that bit on first and then click the one at the back in afterwards. And that's nicely secured there. And then if we've got our battery in the cover at the back, the covers have little security lugs on them, so if it is a bit stiff, the easiest thing to do is just to open them a little bit that way and widen it, and it slides up much more easily. The battery pack then slides straight in here, just under a slight sprung-loaded pressure, and that secures it in place. But I would always keep the the battery cover on top, because otherwise these arms are quite exposed and they can break otherwise. So just slide the battery cover back over the top, and that will also help to protect it from the rain. This little button here lines up so that when we push that, it activates the light. So I'd then just attach your USB into the battery there, and as I've said, then your light will be working. We've also got some slightly untidy cables, so in the pack we provide you with 2 cable clips as well. One has a slightly wider hole on it than the other one. The one with the smaller hole is for this front cable here, which is a narrower diameter than this one. I would just normally place this halfway between the USB cover and the front torch mount. Again, just between the outer case and then the polystyrene. Just gentle, steady pressure, again, will help just to snug that up to where you want it. And then just clip that wire into place as you'd like. Most of the time we'd also pop it underneath this as well, just to keep it a bit more tidy. There we are. And then the same at the back, but this clip has the slightly larger hole for the larger diameter cable. Same again, positioning it a couple of inches away from the USB case here. Sorry, not the USB case, the battery cover. And just like that. Just ensuring that you've got enough slack here that when you want to unplug the battery cable in, you can. And there we are. That's our USB, the HaloVet system for the Charles Owen style hats. If you want to take it off, it's very, very quick with this one. Just unclip your cables, unplug your USB. Again, just same as it was for putting it on, just pull the battery unit down. That comes away. Some hats, these will literally fall off at the same time, but it takes 2 seconds to take them off. Same thing for this front assembly. So just pulling down. There we are. Again, same thing with the hat anchors, just lifting those off. USB clip to take this off is what we did to start with, it in reverse. So I'd take away, unclip it from the bit nearest to the hat to start with, and then when we're taking off this front one, just rock it from side to side, like either from front to back or back to front. Just helps to take it off that bit more easily. And the cable clips very easily just slide off. Our main cable clip can be a bit stiffer. Some hats seem to have a much thicker rim than others, and then some of the ones with a thicker rim, which this one definitely does have, sometimes you have to just steady the rim with your thumb just to stop it being sort of pulled loose at the same time. It's not a problem if it does. There we go, a little bit of it's come away, so you just snug it back on. And there we are, back to a completely normal hat.